On this episode, her and I hit the rewind button and talk about the future. What's up, NEGU Nation? It's Erik and my special guest Donna, and I'll tell you who she is in just a second. But welcome to NEGU TV, episode 37? 36. You know, we do a lot of these episodes, and what's cool is that I've asked Donna to sit on this side of the camera. She's our Senior Director of Events and Communications, so oversees all of our communications internally and externally around the world, and also puts on all of our major events, gala, golf, Santa stroll, a bunch of other things. She's been with us from the very beginning. She's one of the few people that exist in this world that got to meet Jessie. And so we'll explain a little bit about how she met Jessie and stuff, but I've asked her to kind of get on this side of the camera so we can kind of hit the rewind button a little bit, because we've been around for a little bit, not as big and as many years as the big foundations, but we're grateful for the time that we have been able to make an impact. We're excited to continue making impact all around the world next year, but just wanted to have Donna join us.
It's kind of fun to be on this side of the camera because so much. I mean, I'm usually like talking to you from the other side of the camera and running around with our events and kind of always behind the scenes. And I was just reminiscing the other day that a lot has happened. We have gone through an amazing journey, and a lot has happened. And I just thought it would be fun to have a conversation with you, kind of do a little bit different.
Great, no
NEGU
script.
TV, right?
Okay, here it comes.
We always said that NEGU TV, when we created it, right? We said that NEGU TV was going to be raw. It was going to be fresh. It was going to give all of our viewers an opportunity to just hear behind the scenes, hear your heart, hear about the lives that we get to touch, hear about stories that you don't necessarily see if you follow us on Facebook or on Instagram, on our newsletters. So I just thought it would be fun to do just a little raw morning conversation.
Here we go.
You know, Christmas is behind us now, and we're facing New Year's.
Yeah.
New things, new time.
Absolutely.
But when I was thinking about 2018, I kind of got a little tired because I think about what's happened since this time last year. You know, we started the year off with an amazing Ava's Kitchen. Yeah.
So Ava's Kitchen, for those that might not know, is a incredible event that is put on by a courageous family because their daughter Ava was fighting cancer. She's in remission, so we love that when we see our courageous kids beat this stuff. But it's an amazing event up in San Francisco, and they bring in all these great chefs and all this great wine and raise a lot of money, and that money was the opportunity for us to start thinking, wow, how many families could we help during this month? I mean, we started back in the beginning of the month in December financially because they've really wanted to help families financially. And so we've been able to partner with them, and we're just grateful for them. And so, yeah, the Ava's Kitchen was a great way to start off the year.
It's a little bit different. You know, from the very beginning, we have been so focused on joy jars because that's how Jessie started it, right?
Absolutely.
And for us to sit here and think about it's gone beyond joy jars, but still at the core of what Jessie wanted, and that financial assistance and being able to do with the amazing donors to do something a little bit different and to watch the impact that had. So
because I mean, I always tell people two things happen when you hear that your child has cancer. Your stress goes up and your debt goes up. And so for us to help these families financially, it's still also, as you already said, it leans into Jessie's never ever give up, because what is never ever give up? It's a message of hope, perseverance, strength, resiliency. And sometimes $1,000 can help a family feel more resilient and give them hope and keep them going.
And to get it from perfect strangers and to know the heart behind why people give.
Yeah.
And to know in those times, and you've lived that.
Yeah.
That what is today going to look like? what bill can't I pay?
Right.
How can I provide something for Christmas? How can I create some sort of normalcy for the rest of my family?
Yeah, and we've had families say, grateful that we got to buy a tree.
Exactly.
Things that people take for granted.
Right.
These families are now have permission to actually look beyond the bills and go, wow, what could we do for our courageous child and their siblings?
Right, and it's because of a lot of people who are watching
Yes.
right now.
Thank you.
Because we are sitting where we are today.
Yeah.
So we came out of Ava's Kitchen in February. We had our gala.
Yeah, had the gala.
Record-breaking, 750 people.
At the Disneyland Hotel, a bunch of courageous kids, over 46 courageous kids, joined us on stage. And
I think that's my favorite part. Just watching their families on stage.
Yeah, so Donna makes all the magic happen and brings the extra pixie dust. And she's an incredible storyteller. And so being able to bring those families on helps tell the story.
Yeah. So came out of middle of March was gala.
Yep,
and then
right into Jessie's.
We got to celebrate Jessie's birthday.
Yeah, Jess would be 20 right now. And so
getting to bring the community together. I think that's, to not only celebrate Jessie and to really think about, kind of stop for a minute and think about how old she would have been.
Yeah.
And the heart behind how she started all of this at just 11 years old.
Right.
And so when the community comes together, we did 20 hours worth of stuffing joy jars.
Yeah, in a couple months will be 21 hours.
Yep. Thank goodness we broke it up.
Yeah, exactly.
I remember the first year that we did this.
18 hours straight.
Mm-hmm.
That was crazy.
Yeah, we kind of set the bar a little high, didn't we? So we came out with Jessie's birthday, kind of busy summer with little JoyFactories, companies getting involved, community engagement, lots of joy drives. I love it when kids actually during the summer when they're not in school, they actually start doing cupcake stands and
so fun to see
knit beanies and the community just comes together in so many different ways. And then leading into September, which is a huge month. Yeah. Right?
Well, National Childhood Cancer Awareness Month. It's also our golf tournament. But also...
our hands challenge,
we do our hands challenge where people put...
Second year.
Right, I and NEGU and take a photo and put it up on Instagram or social media. And then a courageous, compassionate donor was giving us $25 per photo up to $50,000. And because of people like you... we blew that number out, and so we received that $50,000 donation to help spread more joy.
Okay, so you got to say it, though. There was a memory this year of a particular hands challenge that got over 500,000 likes on it.
Yes. So I'm a big basketball junkie, lover. I'm addicted to watching basketball. The Lakers are a team that I've always watched growing up, and Kobe Bryant was an amazing part of the Lakers for many years, but we've been able to create a relationship with Kobe, a friendship with Kobe, and when he did the challenge, and then you just see how many people were liking it and commenting and stuff, it was crazy. It was fun. Yeah, that was incredible way to kick it off and stuff.
Yeah, and in amongst all that, I think Kobe was a highlight. But I think for all of us, the highlights are when we see courageous kids.
Oh, absolutely.
Actually, put NEGU on their hands while they're sitting in the hospital.
Yeah.
And in essence, what they're doing is they're encouraging other kids.
Yeah.
Who are also in the fight, which is exactly what Jessie was doing.
No, kids helping kids. I mean, it is awesome it's great when Kobe and other of our all-stars and other wonderful people do it. But yeah, I mean, it's the true essence of why we're doing it is when a child sits there and says, I need you, too.
Kids helping kids. And that spirit behind that energy, that powerful statement of NEGU, right? Golf tournament. Then we came right out of the golf tournament and did a record-breaking mobile JoyFactory, which was crazy to think about.
How much got stuffed in 30 days of September was amazing. We had the incredible support of Bristol Myers Squibb that said, hey, we want to break records. I mean, just seeing, 4 or 5 semis full of toys and jars.
Semi-trucks. Semi-trucks. Mm-hmm.
Leaving from Irvine, California, driving all the way to New Jersey to stuff 17,540 because we did those extra 40 that one day.
Not that we don't count or anything.
Yeah, exactly. We count because kids count. But that was incredible to see all of that on the same day in 5 or 6 different locations. And we only had I think 18 people there that with us.
That even knew how to lead.
I mean, some staff and then some volunteers.
Happening all at the same time.
Right.
I think we all stood there and kind of said, wow, think about this. Think about the smiles that are being created. And I think one of the cool parts about mobile joy factories is the people who are actually stuffing. Because here you take a company who they just kind of pop out of their office and they come down, they don't really know what they're going to experience, and they get to put a piece of their little heart into a jar, and it transforms them. Yeah. I watched their faces and how they come to us afterwards and talk about how touched they were to know they made a difference. Yeah,
that's why we always say you stuff with your heart, not your head, because you can tell, because people really want to get that joy window perfect and make sure all the smiles and all the toys
Jessie's
and
rules,
all the brightness was there and stuff. So
absolutely.
Yeah, no, that was an incredible event. We're very, very grateful for. I mean, so many companies this year that we got to team up with the Mobile Joy Factory, and we're looking forward to teaming up with more companies next year. And to think back, you were there the first time that American Airlines called and said, "Hey, we'd like to stuff joy jars at the Omni Hotel Grand Ball in Texas." We're like, okay, great, we'll be there.
We can do it. What did we learn a lot that
we did learn a lot,
but it just propelled us into what could happen.
Yeah,
what's possible. My favorite saying is, imagine the possibilities.
Absolutely.
We just continue to challenge ourselves
to think beyond,
think
better.
About that.
Yeah.
So we came out of that crazy September, and of course we don't slow down because then all of those jars then need to get into the hands of the kids.
Yep.
And they are a winter jar. So think about those kids who are in the hospital or at home in the holiday time period.
Yeah.
Dealing with not so fun stuff.
Right.
And to think about the excitement of that day, but focused on the smiles that it gets to create. Just so the event didn't end, right? It only just started then of trying to get all those jars out to the kids.
We got them all out.
We did, and what's so fun is watching on social media the photos that we get back from these families.
I'm addicted to those smiles of kids holding a joy jar.
Oh my gosh! And the first ones that came out on social media, we were like high-fiving and celebrating, and just awesome. And so then, so we talked a little bit about Ava's Kitchen and golf, both of which raise money to give families.
Yeah.
So the surprises basically come in December.
Yeah. So because we
randomly
between Ava's Kitchen and the proceeds of the NEGU Classic, we were able to help over 500 families.
I mean, stop a minute.
No, I know.
$500,000 families and $500,000.
Right. We were able to give $500,000 away, and it was. I mean, I just know that Jess has got to be so proud of all of us. But to know that, and because Jana, who helps with our families, she sees what the families are saying about, again, the impact, and it was crazy. And who knows? Maybe someday we'll be able to give $1 million away.
You heard it here. Those seeds, when you plant those seeds, Erik, that they are there and they're getting watered, and I believe we'll be sitting here someday and talking about that.
I sure hope so.
So as all of those checks are getting delivered, we got to go to Chalk Hospital, do a special delivery of jars with some of our athletes.
Well, that, and during that visit, they're actually Shay is there, Jesse's big sister, was there handwriting the checks to the families room by room. So it was just an incredible time.
I mean, that raw emotion.
Oh.
Could you imagine if somebody had walked into clinic, because Jess was being treated in clinic, right? And handed you $1,000 check right before Christmas.
Oh, I know. It's crazy to think about. There was hopefully a lot more presents under trees this year because of Jessie and her desire to help other kids.
And knowing that check also represents knowing you're not alone.
Right.
And all of you are out there cheering them on.
Oh, yeah.
And they're not alone.
That's why we always tell our all-stars, why we always say, wear the bracelet. But it's not like wear the bracelet for selfish reasons. Wear the bracelet because so many kids are going, hey, I got one like you too.
You're on my team.
You're on my team.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I love that.
I mean, that's what's so cool about the simplicity of, the bracelets and stuff. And then I also loved seeing on social media the families holding up their signs from the Hope for the Holidays check. So we could see
all over the country.
Where they were, where they were from, and see the smiles and the families. Again, it makes you proud to know that you're able to help these families. And again, to all of you, thank you for your gifts, because as I shared in a previous episode, it's way more than a gift. It's about creating joy and encouragement and providing love and support. So giving is a wonderful thing to do.
Absolutely. So we kind of 3 weeks ago capped off the year with Santa Stroll.
Yeah,
which
Santa
was
Stroll
a fun, local, very homegrown, community-driven.
People dress up, have fun.
The costumes are getting crazier and crazier as the year goes on.
Yeah. And it was raining right before, but then Jessie somehow pulled some magic off to have the rain stop for 2 hours.
Yeah.
Then Santa could arrive, and the kids love seeing Santa. It's always fun seeing the little kids' faces when they see Santa.
Absolutely, absolutely. So we had a busy year.
Busy year.
An
incredible year because of people like you.
Exactly. So this time of year, I get a little sentimental. Well, no, people who know me know I'm always sentimental. But, I think about 8 years ago.
Oh, yeah.
And I think about 8 years ago, at this time of year, we were planning for the very first gala. I had kind of come on board, and I did get to meet Jessie, and I knew that this gala had to touch hearts. It had to tell Jessie's story. It had to be bold and an important way to really launch what at that point was NEGU, the NEGU Foundation, and to honor Jessie.
Well, yeah, and to think about it, when you met Jess, we are all thinking she was going to be at that gala.
100%.
And so we ended
100%.
up, she ended up moving to heaven, and then we said, wait a minute, we got like 16 days or something.
And everything changed.
Right, and the entire
literally,
thing.
Other than the date.
Right.
Everything changed.
But the programming, the theming, the focus, but over 400 people showed up, and we were grateful for the kickoff of really the momentum, because as you well know, I mean, we created the foundation initially when Jessie was here just so she could buy toys on Oriental Trading and get all those duckies and make joy jars. But when we decided as a family that Jessie's motto was never ever give up, and how could we, that first gala was really the first big seed for us to go, wow, we can actually help more families. And yeah, I mean, this time of year is always really rough for us as a family, because not only did we just come through Christmas and once again reminded that Jess wasn't with us, because back in 2011, that was our last Christmas with Jess. But then now, I don't know, in a few days, we have to walk through another heaven day, It's
a day.
So you sit there and miss, but
I'll never forget that moment. I think each one of us who heard the news that day, it's kind of like those defining moments in your life. You knew where you were. You knew.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Well,
she was going to buy her dress that day for gala.
yeah, yeah. I mean, and then to think back, like, because she, as you know, she couldn't go back to school, so she loved writing on Facebook and blogging and stuff. And then, you know, after Jess moved to heaven, just to see this outpouring of love on social media. I mean, I can't remember.
She wanted to get, I remember her goal. She wanted to get to 30,000 followers by the gala. And one of the things that she would do, which I just think was so amazing, because I loved reading her blog and watching her post and everything. And the fact that she would take her time to figure out where there were other kids who were on
the
Facebook.
Joy Moms. Yeah.
Yeah. And
we still do that today.
Right. But she would figure out that they were going to have
a procedure.
A procedure or a chemo treatment or whatever. And she'd say, okay, by Friday when Johnny is going to have their treatment, let's get them over 500 followers. Go like their page.
Yeah.
And to watch what that did.
Oh, no, she thought it was so cool. I remember one of the first times that it happened. She's like, Dad, I got this little boy up to 500 or something. And I was just like, wow, that's great. She goes, all I did was tell people to go like. I mean, she just thought it was so cool that she could like drive awareness to these other kids' pages because she obviously loved the fact that she had this community around her. She didn't know half of them.
No.
Probably 99% of them.
But they had a connection.
But they had a connection, and she felt like they were part of her extended support team, encouragement team. And so, it's always a bittersweet time of year for us. But it also kind of just re-anchors the fact that Jess wanted to do this, and we're not going to stop until they cure cancer. And so no matter what every year holds, we just walk into it as boldly as we can, feeling confident that amazing people will come through and help us continue to reach more kids.
Well, thinking about that day and how her goal was 30,000, I remember sitting there that day and literally refreshing Facebook, and it was jumping by hundreds. And that night, if I'm remembering correctly, it went over 100,000 followers that night.
Yeah.
She wanted to get to 30.
Right.
And we were all sitting in awe, because actually the planning team for the gala was together, and we were just all trying to support each other. And so refreshing, we're just sitting there refreshing, and when it hit 100,000 followers that day, we couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
But we could, because we knew it was Jessie's heart,
and
it was her spirit, and how she had touched people so genuinely. And at that point, a 12-year-old little girl who infiltrates your heart in a way that just sticks with you forever.
Yeah, I mean, I'm forever grateful that CBS chose to follow her.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, the footage that we received because CBS wanted to, follow her story. It's been not only it's incredible memories for our family, but it really has been helpful to paint the story, the picture that you obviously paint so well, because you see the heart. We don't have to tell somebody this was Jessie's heart.
So you gave me the opportunity that I will be forever grateful for. You handed me the external hard drive that had all the raw footage from Lisa Siegel's interview with Jessie.
Yep.
And 95% of that interview, you and Stacy were in another room. Mm-hmm. It was just Jessie on the couch talking with Lisa. And as I poured through that footage, what I realized is at some point when we fast forward 10, 15 years from now, is somebody ever going to question, really, was it her idea or was it your idea?
Right.
And in that moment when I was watching all that footage, I'm like, we have to tell this because it was Jessie.
Oh, yeah.
It was her heart. To watch her articulate how important it was and the why behind those smiles, the why behind how important this message is, just will always stick with me. I mean,
but also I think, thinking back to those times and then, thinking from that first gala, and then year over year, I mean, we just sit here and go, wow, it's working. You know what? We get to do this. We talk about as a team all the time is we get to do this. We get to create smiles because of wonderful people like you that support the foundation. But we know it's working. We're grateful it's working because, you know, Jessie was, I guess you could say from a business standpoint, proof of concept. You know, she created this thing called the Joy Jar, decided to stuff it with some toys, handed it out, you know, with her little red wagon at the hospital. And then it created smiles. And then next thing you know, more people were doing it. And, you know, we were at that point in time helping, you know, sending jars to, I think, 21 hospitals. You know, now it's over 300 hospitals and all around the world. But, you know, so it is important for us to help anchor. And that's why, you know, I think as we start to think towards 2020, you know, and the gala's coming up. Yes. You know, and it's always so important to help people hit the rewind button and just kind of anchor us. Why are we in the room? I mean, why are you and I even? We wouldn't have probably known each other if it wasn't for Jess. Nope. We wouldn't have a thing called NEGU TV. There would be no thing called NEGU. There would be no thing called Joy Jars if it wasn't for her. And so, you know, as we think forward, it's great. But the other thing that I think was really cool was the kind of the essence of the heartbeat of the people that want to give, wanting to become a monthly partner. Mm-hmm. You know, and saying, hey, wait a minute, I want to give more than $25 once. I want to give $25 a month so a child can get a Joy Jar. And we're like, that's great. But then people at the gala last year were talking, hey, can we support a whole family? You know, and so we looked at the costs, and it's like $46 a month to help us encourage a family for beyond a year now through our Club NEGU and stuff. And we don't ever ask our staff to donate. We obviously, if they wish to, it's great. But you actually supported.
I am a monthly partner, and what I love about I love so much about what we do, everything about what we do, but. I got to know the first name and where my child lives. So Skylar is fighting in Texas, and I get a chance to hear every month what boost of encouragement is getting delivered to her. So when it's her birthday month, I hear back from the foundation on my email. It's like, Skylar got her birthday jar because of me. And I just, to know every month that I'm making a difference, that I know that family, you know, because I get a very visual, you know, whatever that family looks like. Skylar and her family are getting a package on their doorstep that from a stranger, from the foundation, but from the heart behind a stranger.
Your heart,
who wants to make a difference, who wants to change their day. From maybe not so good day to put a smile on their face. Yeah. And for me, it's about the memories. I'm a mom. I'm actually a grandma, right? And my heart breaks when I think about the families, the parents who are watching their kids go through this, and for the moments that we get to intersect their lives and provide a parent an opportunity to see their child smile,
it's priceless.
To see their child giggle,
it's priceless,
and laugh. And so the idea that it's more than a gift is so real, because those are, I hear you and Stacy talk a lot about what you have left is you have photos and you have memories. And those kind of memories, to see your child sparkle and have a twinkle in their eye again after sometimes weeks and months of not that, very far from that. Those are the memories that I hope that you get to like surface in your heart more than the bad times. And that's what we get to help provide. So I would always encourage you all to wake up every day knowing this month a child is going to get to smile because of me. Join the monthly partner program. Please do it. Do it today. You know, this is a great way to start the year off.
That's true. It's true. It's
fresh start, right? January. Usually people like start to go on diets and they start their exercise program, but that all falls off like what, January 15th?
Yeah, exactly.
But something like this, it goes on all year.
Yeah, and you get updates, so it's, you're knowing that you're making a big impact.
Mm-hmm.
And I sit there and think of all the families that sign up for Club NEGU, and I always scroll down to the very last box because that's where they give us permission.
Mm.
And I think to myself, gosh, we got to figure out who can sponsor that family. Because if I was on their side, I'm thinking, okay, I'm filling this out because I have a child fighting cancer. Our family's probably in some level of chaos. And it says, will you give permission to the Jessie Rees Foundation to share your child's first name, diagnosis type, and state so we can find a sponsor? They might be thinking, I might not get anything. And so it's so important that we continue to rally people. And I love that now families are sponsoring families, just like kids helping kids. We got families sponsoring families. So yeah, the monthly partner program, if I look now towards 2020, we've set a goal for 1,000 monthly partners, and so we need to do that because again, these families, every day, families are signing up for Club NEGU. And if we don't have the support to provide them those monthly boosts of encouragement, then we just...
So if you need any motivation, one of the things that every once in a while I take the time, I do take the time to do this. I go on Facebook and I go to our Team NEGU page and I go to visitor post.
Oh yeah.
There's a place where you can see where other people post to our site. Because we share a lot of photos of kids fighting cancer and the smiles and what have you. But on our Facebook page, you can go to the visitor post and you can see the stories and the photos that parents are putting out there. And it's a little addicting because they want to share their story.
Oh yeah.
And so if you ever need motivation or want to see what that investment in a monthly partner program would be, go check out the visitor post. Follow us on social media. It's all real, guys.
Yeah, it's incredible.
It's it's real. And the one constant when I think about the 8 years, the one constant are the smiles.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. And that's why just every smile reminds me of Jessie's smile.
And the photo that we share actually a lot is that photo of Jessie at your kitchen table stuffing some of the first jars.
Yeah. Smiling.
And she's smiling.
Yeah, she's smiling.
What would she say? What would when she would know a little bit about the child, right?
But I was almost like I was the assistant, because my job was to label and then she would say, hey Dad, this girl likes pink. Then I would have to try to look into we had a big basket of toys. And so I'd look around and try to give her some stuff. And, back then, every jar had to have a rubber ducky. She loved Play-Doh. So she used to put Play-Doh in them. Hospitals now kind of don't like us to put Play-Doh in, but we do through our monthly partner program.
Because they go to their homes, right? Yeah,
we do add Play-Doh, and Jessie loved bubbles. And, one of our jars even comes with a whoopee cushion because Jessie loved whoopee cushions. But, it's been an incredible year of 2019. It's been an incredible journey. But now we've got 2020 to go. And
we do. We got some fun things coming up. We're gonna tease if go to our website in the middle of January. You might see a little bit.
Oh, our new website. Yeah, our new website launches. It's going to be very fun, very interactive, very quickly response to be able to help you make decisions faster, no matter if it's on mobile, on your computer.
All sorts of opportunities to get connected, whether it's your family, your company, as an individual, whether you live in California, you live around the world, there are opportunities that will be easy to navigate and connect with us, because ultimately that's what it's all about, right?
The one nav on the new website, which is one of those things that I always just kind of like, but I'm glad that it's there, but it's the reality it's there, but it says, help, my child has cancer. But that's what we do.
And we talked about how do we get those families to figure out where to go
for help.
And the rawness.
I know, that's a very sad statement, but it's so true. And, you know, again, I think about what's our long-term vision is we want to be, you know, that recognizable symbol of help and hope in the childhood cancer space where people are thinking, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry that your child has cancer. Go to NEGU. Mm-hmm. They will help you. They have resources, they have encouragement, they have a network to provide that, not only first, you know, amount of support, but an ongoing encouragement. So, yeah, no, we've got the website. We're going to be expanding NEGU TV to include some additional channels.
Yeah.
You might have episodes where you never see me anymore, which is totally fine with me. Maybe there's be some moms or some dads or some kids. I don't know. This is where you shine. So I just know that there's some fun things coming regarding NEGU TV.
Well, this has been a really long episode, which normally it isn't.
But we wanted to pause.
Yeah, this might be an opportunity for you to share this video if you want to get somebody that has never been introduced to the Jessie Rees Foundation, that doesn't know what NEGU is.
Right.
It's an opportunity to say, here's the year in review.
Yeah.
Right? Here's kind of a moment to pause and kind of explain all the impact.
Yeah.
Because it's a lot.
I mean, to think about now, we're sitting here, we've gone over 300,000 joy jars, you know,
wow.
to kids fighting cancer. We've helped over 12,000 families through Club NEGU. We've given out over the years, I think Stace was telling me, you know, over $1 million in financial support.
Wow.
So, I mean, just a lot of incredible things that we get the honor of doing just because Jess said, how can we help them?
And we have to figure out ways, that's kind of part of my job, to communicate all of that in ways that we celebrate that every day. We celebrate the impact. But how do we share that impact with NEGU Nation?
Right.
Because it's kind of this best kept secret. And so we had to push this out. We need you to tell 10 of your friends.
Right.
To watch NEGU TV, to follow us on
subscribe
social media,
to it.
subscribe.
Yeah. Leave a comment.
Leave comments. Tell us what you want to hear about.
Absolutely.
Give us questions that you can answer, that we can get the right people in to answer. We're looking for fresh and different ways to touch different pockets of people who don't know who we are. So,
so, you know, new website, some new content coming on NEGU TV. The gala is just a few days away.
Oh, no,
not a few
more
but,
days, please. But registration's open.
Oh, great. NEGU.org, right?
NEGU.org.
Gala. Yeah.
Yep. So sometimes people at the end of the year are looking for opportunities for tax deductions. Just put it out there, right?
That's true. People can get their
monthly partner. They can
get their table now.
They can get their table
or
now.
Sponsor now, and if it's in 19, that could be a 19 advantage.
Absolutely.
Got it.
So all those things are available on the website.
Yeah.
So your New Year's Eve resolutions, you know,
exactly.
get there early. Click that button early. But ultimately, you know, we ended this month with it's more than a gift.
Absolutely.
And when I think about everything we've talked about, I think about the year and I think about the smiles. That's what it's about. It's more than a gift.
It really is. I mean, I remember sitting in a meeting when somebody had actually said, hey, what about the theme, it's more than a gift? And it just kind of like gave my mind for like, whoa, so true. It is more than a gift. I mean, Jess obviously was an incredible gift to my family and to me as her dad. Miss her every day. But to be able to deliver that joy and see those smiles we talked about, and to think that people that choose to give, it's not just giving, it's not just a donation. I mean, I don't even like that word donation because it's a gift that is way more, because the smiles that it creates, the joy that we see, the families that got to buy a Christmas. I mean, there's just so many ripple effects when somebody decides to give. And, you know, if you choose to end the year with a gift, I hope you would say, I'm giving this because I know, based off of what you've heard today and what you've maybe seen on social media, you know that your gift is more than a gift. And we're grateful for that. And we're just so thankful to have all of the love and the support And 2020 is going to be incredible. But we both wish you a happy new year, safe new year. Again, if you want to give a gift before the end of the year, please do, but also just realize it's more than a gift. So we love you guys and grateful for you, and we'll see you in the new year.
Bye.